on. And good afternoon, Rampage family. Welcome to St. Charles, Missouri. All of our games this weekend will be right here in this building. Hopefully, at least some of them will be on the other side. We're in the small rink with a limited viewing area today, but next door is a very nice, very big rink that hopefully we'll get to spend some time in. Meanwhile, I'm going to do the best I can to capture what I what I can from where I'm sitting. There is not a great vantage point for video in this rink. So all I can promise is I will do the best that I can. Thanks everybody for tuning in. First game today for our boys is lined up against the Milwaukee Junior Admirals. And I don't have much of a scouting report, but I do believe all 4 teams that we play this weekend are going to be pretty strong teams. So should be some good hockey. Our boys coming off of a win in our last game to the Las Vegas Junior Golden Knights, which is quite a mouthful. Hopefully they're feeling good, coming off of a win and fired up and ready to go. The only scouting report I am aware of is Liam Holmes, unfortunately, is still recovering. And he will not be joining us this weekend. So what that means is Zachary Stahl will be in net all weekend long, holding it down between the pipes. So hopefully somebody has really just beaten it into our team's head that they got to help and protect him out front, because it's going to be a tough weekend schedule in a lot of ways, but especially for a goalie who's playing every minute of every game. We have 2 games today. One's kind of late tonight, and then we've got a later game tomorrow and an earlier game on Sunday. And that's just a tough schedule to try to maintain rest and stay ready to go. So hopefully our boys are ready to do everything they can to try to keep the traffic down, keep the shots down, help Zach out as much as possible. And hopefully the Holmes family is watching. And Liam, if you're watching, we just want you to get better, buddy, and be back in real soon. We miss having you in the lineup. We are still down 1 center, just as we were in the last weekend's worth of games. So I think, I haven't talked to coach or anything, but I do think that what we'll see is probably the same thing that we saw before, where we run 3 centers on 4 lines, which means that I'm going to get tongue-tied and confused quite a bit, even more so than normal, just because the forward lines will be changing out centers quite a bit. So keeping up with who's out there with who, I will again do my best. All right, just about 25 seconds left of warm-up time. I will get ready to get going for period number 1 of the weekend. Boys back at the net, huddling up, giving each other a pep talk, getting ready to go. Let's hope they are fired up and ready to play. Fairly emphatic Rampage cheer, which I like hearing. Hopefully that's indicative of the level of energy that the boys have going. I know this post is just exactly in the wrong spot, but to be fair, we tested a handful of different places, and this really is the best place for me to film from. So apologies for any time you guys have a little trouble seeing. Looks like out on the ice to start period number 1. Johnny Sarver, Carter Drexel, Blaze Wheeler, Kyle Bisley, and Boone Whitted. All right, here we go, period number 1. We've got 17 minutes on the clock. Tied up on the draw, comes out to an Admirals player. They're going to send it across to the far side, up and through. Bisley's got it on a stick. He chips it up, and now out of the zone to an Admirals player who's going to turn around, chip it back the other direction, and then back again. A little back and forth right at neutral. Drexel's got it on a stick. He turns, he skates with it. He's going to dump it into the zone and go after it. Admirals recollect behind their net, send it backwards to the other side, and up and through neutral into the Rampage zone. Quick poke check, turns it around. Admirals have it back on their stick, make a move to the outside. Puck ends up in the near side corner. Puck down low. Admirals still with it. Send it out and across. Goes off of Stahl into the far side, and the net has come off. Little piece of information I forgot to update you guys on. We watched the game before us, and these nets are pretty bad, so it's going to make for a tough situation for goaltending today. Out on the ice, we've got Roberts, Wilton, Whittingham, Gudonis, and Merrill. Rampage win the draw. Send it back down low. Admirals try to pinch, and now Whittingham picks it up behind the net. Sends it up to the near side boards. Quick turnaround. Whittingham's going to pick it up. He's skating through neutral. He's into the far side, into the Admiral zone. Sends the puck out and across to the far corner. Chipped up in the air. Admirals with it down low. Back behind the net, into the near side corner. It looks like Rampage had it momentarily. Puck coming back the other way. Held up by Whittingham. Sends it across. Roberts picks it up, and now the puck gets poke checked out to neutral. Across to the far side, and Roberts is going to dump it in and go for a change. Admirals pick it up. They send it to the far side corner. Up and out to neutral. Skating through neutral, they're going to dump it into the Rampage zone. Back behind the net, Brendan Huff gets there. Sends it up the boards. Admirals with a quick takeaway. They're going to keep it down low. Centering pass, and a shot taken. And with 15-16 left in period number 1, the junior Admirals go up 1-0. Out on the ice, we've got Foster, McManus, Rahosian, Espirito, and Huff. Get it back. Rampage win the draw. Back to Rahosian. He turns. He's going to skate with it. Loses the handle, and now he's going to dump it into the zone. Admiral send it up the far wall and chip it up and out of the zone now. They pick it up in neutral. They turn skate with it into the Rampage zone. Quick takeaway by Rahosian. Gets tripped up, and then Foster gives it back to Rahosian. Rahosian's going to dump it. It's into the zone. Foster applying pressure on the forecheck. Admirals pick it up. Send it up the near side wall. Whitted with the steal. He turns, sends it across to Rahosian. Rahosian just loses the handle. Admirals poke check, and they're coming back the other way with speed. Puck gets ridden back behind the net. Wheeler's in there to tie things up. Wheeler takes it away, sends it to the far wall. King gets there, sends it out of the zone. Whitted's going to turn and dump it into the Admiral zone. Goes in the far corner. King applying pressure on the forecheck. Puck comes up the far wall. Admirals kick it off the wall. They're going to skate it out of their own zone now. Through neutral, into the Rampage zone. A hit placed by Kyle Bisley held things up for a minute. Admirals have it down low. They send it low to high to the near side point. Back down into the corner. Admirals have it back behind their own net. Send it up front. Player whiffs on the shot. Puck comes up. That was a hand pass. That was a hand pass. I could see it. Play continues. Admirals with it on their stick. They send it back into their own zone. That was a blatant hand pass. All right, anyway. Puck back into the Rampage zone. Admirals make a move to center. Whittingham's going to steal. He skates behind his own net, sends it up the wall. And now Whittingham's going to recollect. He's into the Admiral zone with it. Takes a shot. Goaltender makes a save. He's going to hang on. Face-off in the Admiral zone. Out on the ice. Sarver, Drexel, Whittingham, Wheeler. Oh, I'm sorry. We have a penalty coming to the Junior Admirals. So with 13:25 left in period number 1, Rampage are going to be on the power play. So we've got Sarver, Whitted, Drexel, Espirito, and Wheeler. Admirals win the draw. Back into the corner. They're going to send it around the boards. Takes a weird bounce out to neutral. Espirito keeps it in. Admirals going to poke it to the far side wall. Still in the zone. They're going to send it across and out to neutral. Espirito wrangles it in, sends it over to Wheeler. Wheeler back to Espirito. Espirito skates behind his own net, holds up for a second, waits to look, sends it up the near side to Sarver. Sarver off the boards, comes up to Drexel. Drexel kicks it out to center. Sarver picks it up. He's into the zone with it. Sarver takes it, sends it low to high. Wheeler recollects at the point, sends it across to the near side. Drexel picks it up. Back to the far side off the boards, and Wheeler's going to get it on the far point. Admirals with the takeaway. They're going to turn and skate out of the zone with it. They take the red line and dump it. Stahl holds it up behind the net. Wheeler has to get there. He kicks it around to the near side wall. Sarver has to come back for it. He picks it up, turns, sends a cross-ice pass to Wheeler. Wheeler sends it into the zone on net. No icing. Play continues. Puck down low. Admirals with it behind their own net. They send it up the near side in the distance. This should be icing, and it is indeed. Just 45 seconds left of power play time, 12:10 in the period. Face-off in the Admiral zone. Out on the ice, Whittingham, Merrill, Roberts, Wilton, and Gudanis. Rampage win the draw. Back to the point. Merrill's got it at the point. Sends it to the near side wall. I can't see who's got it down there. Looks like Whittingham. No, that was Roberts. Excuse me. Up to Whittingham. Over to Merrill. Merrill down to Gudanis. Across ice to Whittingham. Back to Merrill. Merrill takes a shot. Makes a save. Puck is loose. And the goaltender's going to fall on top of it. And we get a whistle. Same crew as before. We'll stay on the ice. 25 seconds left on the power play. Rampage win the draw back to the point to Merrill. Merrill drops it for Whittingham. Whittingham turns. He's on the wall with it. Fans on the pass, and now Admirals with a poke check. They're going to skate it back into the Rampage zone. Make a move into the near side corner. Gudanis is going to send it over to Merrill. Merrill behind his own net. Sends a pass up to Whittingham. Whittingham skates through. He feeds it through to center. Admirals back at full strength. Shot taken. Goaltender makes a save. He's going to cover it up just on the outside of the net. 11:18 left in the period. Everybody back at full strength. Face off in the Admiral zone. Out on the ice, we've got Foster, McManus, Rahosian, Espirito, and Huff. Tied up on the draw. Goes back into the corner. Admirals are going to send it up to the near side wall and out. They're through neutral into the Rampage zone. Poke check by Espirito. And now Admirals send it back in. Down low on the far side. Puck tied up in the far side corner. Huff doing battle down there. Puck's going to come over to Espirito. Turns, makes a move, goes back behind his own net, and then feeds the puck up to the far side. It comes up to Foster, who's going to turn. He skates with it. He's got McManus with it. Drops it for McManus. Just ends up in his skates. And now the puck comes out front. And Armani Foster, I think, with a goal. 10:39 left in period number 1. Rampage get on the board. Armani Foster with the goal to make the score 1-1. Nice hard-working play by the boys there to transition through. Dylan McManus to dig it out of the corner and feed it to Foster up front, who puts it home. Out on the ice, we've got Bender, Whitted, King, Wheeler, and Bisley. Rampage win the draw. Bisley has to pick it up. He turns, sends it out of the zone up to King. King turns, he's going to dump it at the red line. Puck into the Admirals zone. Comes up the near side wall. And not yet out, but the Admirals have it on their stick. They're going to skate it out to the neutral zone, the far side wall. Turn around, send it back into their own zone, and then up and dump it from the red line. Puck goes back behind the Rampage net. Admirals player gets there, feeds it up to center at the blue line, turns around, dumps it back again. Puck gets poked into the corner, and now Whitted pulls up in the corner, sends it across towards Bender just outside the reach. That's going to go down. It's on net. No icing. Play will continue. Goaltender sends it out from the Admirals. They kick it off the wall. They're into the Rampage zone. It's bouncing. It's still in the zone. And now they got the hand pass, which was a lot more subtle than the first one they missed. That's all right, folks. I'm just going to keep complaining about it because that's what I do. All right, out on the ice, we've got Whittingham, Merrill, Gudanis, Drexel, and Sarber. Face off in the Rampage zone. Puck comes to Sarber, who's going to kick it over to Gudanis. Cross ice towards Drexel. Drexel tries to dump it. Admirals take it away. They send it back in their own zone. Up to neutral. And now they're into the Rampage zone with it. Shot taken. Stahl got a piece of it, I think, sent it wide, and now the puck comes up but not out. Right up front. Sarver picks it up down low, feeds it up towards Merrill on the wall. Merrill turns, he skates with it. It's through neutral. Merrill's into the zone, kicks it to the outside towards Drexel. Centering pass attempt gets poked back again. Now the Admirals send it up the wall on the far side. Back again, through neutral, into the Rampage zone. Cross ice pass, shot taken, Stahl with the save. Puck comes back up. Not out of the zone. Admirals turn and dump it. Merrill gets in there. He's got a player on. Puck comes over to Gudanis. Tries to send it back to Merrill. Merrill turns, sends it up the far wall. Puck up and not out of the zone again. Sorry, I got a linesman right in my way. I'm doing the best I can. That puck comes up and out. And it takes a tip and it goes into the Admirals zone. Play continues. Admirals with speed trying to catch the Rampage on a line change. Shot taken goes up and wide. On the far wall, and Huff's got it on his stick. Sends it up and out. Roberts is applying pressure. Admiral send it up, cross ice to the near side. They skate through neutral, feed it back to center. Shot taken, Stahl with the save. It goes way up in the air, into the netting and out of play. Out on the ice, we've got McManus, Roberts, Wheeler, Wilton, somebody else. Oh, Bisley. All right, tied up on the draw. Admirals try to take a shot. It goes wide of the net. Bisley sends it up to the far side. Admirals dump it back behind the net. Comes around to the near side. Wheeler sends it up the wall. Gets tied up on the wall. And now Wheeler skates off the wall with it, sends it out of the zone. Roberts has got it. He's skating through neutral, into the zone, tries to centering feed, ends up on net. On net, and we have a headlock as Nick Wilton was merely in the vicinity. Apparently that justifies a headlock. Out on the ice, we've got Rahosian, Whitted, Foster, Wheeler, and Bisley. Tied up on the draw. Looks like Admirals are going to send it to the corner, up the far wall now. Comes up and out, bounces past the player. Admirals with a breakaway. Stahl with an excellent save all by himself. Puck gets poked up to Rahosian on the far side. Centering pass attempt. The puck comes up and out. Whitted picks it up. He's going to skate through. sends it into the zone. He's going to give chase. Puck back behind the Admirals' net. They've got it on their stick. Centering pass feed comes back out to the near side. Wheeler has to come back and get it. Behind his net, sends it to the far side wall. Gets chipped up but not out. And now Whitted kicks it. He's got it out of the zone. Makes a quick move. He's into the zone with it. Centering pass to Foster. Foster with a shot. Goaltender makes a save. Puck comes up and now out. Gudanis has it. Turns it around. Bisley feeds it over towards Whitted. Didn't see it. And now the puck goes to the far side. Gudanis with a big hit. Now Gudanis is going to chip it up and out of play into the scorekeeper's box. 6:38 left in period number 1. Scores all tied up 1-1. We're going to take it back into the Rampage zone. I think that's where it did originate from. Although it was tipped, so I think it should have come out, but doesn't matter. Out on the ice, we've got Bender, Whittingham, King, Gudanis, and Merrill, I think. Tied up on the draw, and the net was off. All right, another face-off in the Rampage zone. Tied up on the draw. It looks like Gudanis is going to send it over to the far side. Merrill sends it up the wall, and now it's out and cleared. Admirals have it back. They send it across to the near side, up. Whittingham chases it back into his own zone and then sends it to the far side. Apparently not out. Admirals turn it around. Centering pass attempt, and now it's going to bounce up to King. King turns, sends it up, and apparently not out. And now it's out of the zone. A little back and forth, and the Admirals are going to send it across to the near side. Send it through, deflects off a stick. It's going to go in the far side corner. Gudanis gets there, turns with it, feeds it up towards Whittingham. Whittingham behind his back, up and out of the zone. Admirals have it in their own zone, sent across to the far side. Up off the wall, comes back to Huff, who's going to turn around and send it the other way. A little back and forth at center. And now Admirals into the Rampage zone. Huff has it down low, sends it off the wall, comes up, bounces out of the zone, back into the Admirals zone where they recollect. Admirals turn and skate. They're into the Rampage zone with it. Feed to the outside and feed up front, nobody home. Sarver is going to skate with it. He sends it across to the far wall. Drexel gets there and just out skates it. I believe we're going to have a tripping penalty coming. We should. Drexel had his feet taken out from under him. And we've got an Admirals player coming to the box. 5:09 left in period number 1. Rampage back on the power play. Out on the ice, Roberts, Whittingham, Gudanis, Merrill, and Wilton. Rampage win the draw back to Gudanis at the point. Gudanis centering pass, deflects, ends up down low. Admirals try to send it up. Whittingham's there, dumps it back down the wall. Looks like Wilton has to battle. He sends it up to Whittingham across to Merrill. Merrill loses the handle for a second. It's going to drop it down low for Gudanis. Gudanis on the far wall. Sends it back to Merrill, and it takes a weird bounce, and now Admiral's trying to advance. Puck comes back into the Rampage zone. Merrill has to take it away. Sends it up and out of the zone. Roberts collects. Skates it into the Admirals zone. Holds up at the point. Wilton is in there. Puck stuck on the wall. And now it gets sent up and out. Merrill has to recollect at the red line. He turns around, skates back into his zone, sends it across to Whittingham. Whittingham makes a move to the outside. He's going to skate it in the zone now. Whittingham makes a move to center, takes a shot, goes up and over the net. Puck down low in the corner, gets sent up but not out. Wheeler with the hold at the blue line. A little back and forth. Puck's going to bounce out of the zone now. Wheeler has to recollect. Skates back to neutral, waiting for a couple players to make a change. Wheeler skates to the outside. He's into the zone with it, all by himself currently, and the Admirals are going to send it around to the near wall. Puck down low in the corner where I can't see a thing. Still down low in the corner. Okay, up to Espirito on the blue line. He has to recollect out at neutral zone. Turns and sends it to Wheeler. Wheeler over to Sarver. Goes off a Sarver stick. Whitted has to come back for it. Gets poked back into the zone. Espirito collects. Sends it up to Whitted. Whitted turns. He's going to skate with it. Whitted's into the zone. Tries to drop it for Sarver, I think. Puck gets poked up and out of the zone now. Just 3 seconds left on the power play. Espirito turns in his own zone. Takes the red line and he's going to dump it. Goaltender holds up behind the net. Feeds it over to his defenseman on the far side. Sends it up and out. Doesn't connect with anybody. That should go for icing. 2:55 left in period number 1. Faceoff will be back in the Admiral zone. Out on the ice. Gudanis, Merrill, Foster, Whittingham, and Rahosian. Tied up on the draw. Puck ends up in the corner. Admirals turn with it. Send it cross ice again. It doesn't connect. That didn't touch anybody. Doesn't connect, but they wave off icing. Play will continue. Admirals skated up, send it up to the point. Try to take a shot, deflects way up in the air. They pull it out of the air and drop it. And now Whittingham has it on his stick. He turns, he skates with it. Back into the Admiral zone, and then they send it to the far side. Admirals turn and skate with it. They're through neutral, into the Rampage zone. Feed it to the near side. Stahl with the save. Puck down low in the corner. Puck out front. Stahl's going to cover it up and hang on. 2:13 left in period number 1. Score is 1-1. Out on the ice. Bender, McManus, King, Huff, Espirito. Rampage win the draw back into the corner. Comes to the near side. McManus gets there, sends it off the wall up towards Bender, chips up and out of the zone. And Admirals come back in offsides, but they let play continue. Rampage have it. They drive it down in the Admiral zone. Now it gets sent back up to neutral. Huff turns it. Admirals coming back the other way into the Rampage zone with it. Espirito sends it around the boards to the far side. And now cleared up and out to neutral. Admirals back into the zone. There's a player standing offsides. They allow play to continue. And yes, I hope that linesman can hear me. I'm sure he can. Back into the Rampage zone, centering pass attempt. Puck chips wide of the net and back around the backside, and then that shot goes in. So with 1:24 left in period number 1, on a net that was off, following an offsides that wasn't called, the Admirals score a second goal, making the score 2-1 with 1:24 left in period number 1. Out on the ice, we've got Roberts, Whitted, Wilton, Wheeler, and Bisley. Admirals send it into the Rampage zone. Wheeler picks it up, chips it up and through. Goes off of an Admirals player. It's in the zone. Wilton's there doing battle, ties things up. Roberts joins him in the corner on the far side. Puck comes up but not out. Now it's going to come out of the zone. Player not playing the puck. That's clearly interference. Play continues. Admirals into the Rampage zone. Poke check, and now Bisley's going to send it up. Goes off a stick and stays in. Now Wilton sends it out of the zone. Admirals turn around, dump it right back into the Rampage zone. Bisley tries to send it to the far side. Gets poke checked. Puck stuck on the wall. Whitted can't send it out. Still in the zone. Bisley sends it across to the near side. Wheeler's going to pick it up. Makes a move back behind the net. Sends it to the far wall. Goes off the stick. Comes up and out of the zone. On net. Goaltender touches it, so play will continue. A little back and forth at neutral. Admirals have it back on their stick. They skate through into the Rampage zone. Down low in the corner, Wheeler's there. Puck gets held up down low, gets poked out to the near side corner. Gudonis gets there, chips the puck up and out of the zone. And time expires on period number 1. So your score after 1 is 2-1 in favor of the junior Admirals and an officiating staff that, as per the usual, don't really know what they're doing all that well. Coach over there talking to the boys. I'd like to see a little bit more offensive pressure from us. We've been not bad. Boys have good energy today. I like seeing that. Hopefully they can dial it up a little bit for period number 2. All right, let's see what we have lined up for period number 2. Out on the ice, we've got Sarver, Drexel, Gudonis, Barrel, Whitted, and of course Stahl in net, which is going to be the case all weekend long. "17 minutes on the clock. Rampage win the draw, back to Gudonis on the far side. Cross to Merrill on the near side. Merrill skates up with it, sends it across ice to Sarver. Sarver kicks it out towards Gudonis, who drops it for Whitted. Shot taken. There was a rebound there for a second. Admirals pick it up. They skated to the far side. Sarver applying pressure on the forecheck is going to drive the Admirals player back in the corner. Still tied up down low. Now it's going to come out. Admirals send it across. They're going to skate it out to neutral. Into the Rampage zone with it. Centering pass gets poke checked into the near side corner. And we have a penalty coming for an interference. But I can't tell on who because it happened in the corner. And it looks like it's against the Admirals. So with 16:26 left in period number 2, Rampage are going to go on our 3rd power play of the game. Out on the ice, we've got Sarver, Drexel, Whitted, Wheeler, Espirito. Put into the corner. Admirals send it around to the far side. Espirito gets there, and it gets poked up and out of the zone. He gets tied up on the wall, gets hit from behind, and he's down. They're allowing play to continue. Puck goes across to the near side, and now we have a penalty coming to the Rampage. For what? I don't know. Against Blaze Wheeler. You've got to be kidding me. For a slash, apparently. So Rampage will be 4-on-4 for the next minute 41. Based on a call that I can't tell you if it was valid or not, but I can tell you that they missed the first one that was not only valid, it was blatant and obvious. Out on the ice, we've got Gudonis, Merrill, Whittingham, and Wilton. Rampage win the draw back into the corner. Puck comes up and out. Roberts has got it. I'm sorry, Wilton's got it. Whittingham picks it up. He's in the corner. Turns around, skates with it. Centering pass attempt goes off a skate, ends up behind the net. Admirals send it to the far wall. Tied up momentarily. Now the Admirals are going to take it out of the zone. They send it across. Poke check's going to send it to Whittingham. Whittingham back into the zone with it. Makes a move, drops it. Wilton gets cross-checked from behind as he takes a shot. No call. Play continues. Puck comes out to neutral. Whittingham holds it momentarily, and now Admirals are going to clear and take out the linesman who shouldn't have been standing there. Merrill's going to dump it into the zone. Puck back in the Admiral zone down low. 54 seconds left of 4-on-4 time. Admirals send it across to the near side. They turn, look, send it across to the far side, and now Gudonis sends it back the other way. Roberts did a great job getting back on side just in time. Puck comes back into the Rampage zone. Merrill has to rush back for it. He picks it up, sends it up to McManus. McManus wrangles it in, turns with it. He's into the zone, whiffs on the shot, and now he's going to turn and dump it into the far side corner. Roberts with a nice poke check takeaway, turns with it, centering pass attempt. McManus is out there. Puck trickled across the front, and now Admirals coming back the other way. Admirals back in the Rampage zone. Shot taken from the side. Stahl got a piece of it. Came back to the player. Send it up low to high to the point. Cross to the near side point. Pass across gets deflected up. It ends up in the far corner. Huff's going to turn and send it. I believe that's going to go icing, and does. Rampage on the penalty kill for the next 19 seconds. Out on the ice, we've got Gudonis, Huff, Whitted. No, I'm sorry, that's Drexel, Huff, Whitted, and Bisley. Certain angles, I have trouble seeing the numbers. Tied up on the draw, it's anybody's puck. Comes across, gets poked towards Stahl. He has to make a save, send it in the far corner. Rampage turn and clear it into the penalty box. Everybody keep your head on a swivel. No one is safe anywhere. Rampage win the draw. Admirals are going to get there. They send it back behind the net. Tied up down low, and now it's going to go to the far side. Wheeler's out of the box. Admirals send it to the other side. Rampage clear it up and out. And Sarver with a quick takeaway. Puck comes out, and Whitted tries to wrangle it back in unsuccessfully. Rampage are offsides. 13:55 left in period number 2. Out on the ice, we've got Foster, Rahosian, Whittingham, Gudonis, and Merrill. Rampage win the draw. They kick it into the Admiral zone, and now Admirals are going to recollect. They send it across to the near side, skating through neutral. Into the Rampage zone with the puck. Down low into the corner now. Send it around to the far side. Foster gets there. He's got a player on, gets tied up on the boards, and now the puck gets sent up. That looked out to me, and apparently it did to the linesman as well. He just took a second to get his whistle to his mouth. But to be fair, that linesman is older than Methuselah. Rampage win the draw. Rahosian back to Gudonis, over to Merrill. Merrill cross ice to the near side, gets chucked up, and Foster knocks it down, skates it into the zone. Rahosian picks it up, skates it off the wall, feeds it through to the near side. He picks it up, centering pass attempt, nobody home, but Gudonis is going to pick it up off the wall, takes a shot, goaltender makes the save. Comes to the near side, Merrill feeds it back down low. Nice offensive pressure on this shift for the Rampage. The puck goes up, doesn't connect, and that's going to go for icing. So we'll get a whistle. Face-off will be back in the Admiral zone with 13:01 left in period number 2. Out on the ice. King, Bender, McManus, Wheeler, and Bisley. Rampage win the draw, comes up to Bisley at the point, just barely able to hold a nice hustle by Kyle Bisley. Sends it down low, it's in the far side wall. Wheeler pokes it up, keeps it in the zone. Admiral send it around to the near side, they turn with it. They're going to change direction, send it over to the far wall. Cross ice to the near side and into the Rampage zone. Didn't connect. That should go for icing, and does. So we get a whistle. Face-off will be back down in the Admiral zone with 12:37 left in the second. Same crew out as before. Tied up on the draw. Looks like Rampage are going to keep in the corner. McManus is in there doing battle right now. Nice reverse check by Dylan McManus. He sends it across ice to the far side. Admirals are going to turn and clear. This should go for icing again. Indeed it does. Longest 15-second stretch ever. Out on the ice, we've got 12:23 left in period number 2. Out on the ice, we've got, who do we got? We got Bisley, Wheeler, Whitted, Roberts, and Wilton. Rampage win the draw back to the corner. Wheeler holds up. He turns with it on the wall. He's going to take a shot. Goaltender makes a save. It's loose. Whitted with the shot. Goalie makes a save. Gets poked up to the point. Wilton sends it back down low. It's in the near side corner. Bisley pinching in. He's going to keep it down low. Admirals send it off the far wall. And now out of the zone with it. Nice takeaway by Wheeler momentarily. Admirals have it back now. Unable to advance into the Rampage zone. Now they're going to turn and dump it in their offsides. Offsidesies. 11:54 left in period number 2. Wilton, Whitted, Roberts, Huff, and Gudonis. Rampage win the draw. Back to Huff. He's going to send it across to Gudonis. Off the wall, out of the zone. Now turn back around again, and now Gudonis takes it back, and Wilton turns, tries to fire, just fans on it, and the Admirals are going to send it back into their zone to the far side. Admirals send it around the wall again. Now it's up and out of the zone. Gudonis is going to take it away. He turns with it, and he's going to dump it in. Roberts is there in the corner. Sends it around the boards to the near side. Whitted's going to get there. He changes direction back to Roberts. Roberts got a couple of players on him. Puck gets tied up down low, and now the Admirals are going to kick it out to the near side. They turn, they fire. It doesn't connect. It goes on net, though, so play will continue. Gudonis has to hustle, sends it off the wall. Now the Admirals fire it. Rolls around the boards to the near side. Huff picks it up. He's going to skate with it. Holds up momentarily. Puck gets poked to the far side corner. Comes back to a player in the middle. Whitted with a quick poke check. He's going to take it away. Sends it up but not out. And then turn around. I think a shot attempt tried. And now it's going to go towards Stahl, who's going to cover it up. And a week and a half later, we get a whistle on a stoppage. 10:38 left in period number 2. Face-off in the Rampage zone. Score is currently 2-1 in favor of the Junior Admirals. Oh, excuse me. We do have a penalty come into the Rampage, and I didn't see it or see the call. Out on the ice, we've got Foster, Whittingham, Merrill, and Espirito, I think. Can't tell who's on the far side over there. Admirals win it. Shot taken, and Stahl had a piece of it and then lost sight of it, and it ends up trickling in. So on a very unfortunate quick shot off the draw, Admirals with a power play goal with 10:32 left in period number 2, making the score 3-1. Out on the ice, we've got Rahosian, Foster, McManus, Merrill, and Wheeler. Rampage win the draw, but Admirals are going to jump on it. They send it across in, and Zach Stahl is going to grab it and hang on. Same crew out as before. Rampage win the draw. They're going to poke it out to the near side and then around the boards to the far side. Puck down low in the corner. To the far side wall. McManus pulls it out of the air. He's going to skate with it. Takes the red line. He's going to dump it in. It's on net. Goaltender's going to drop it for his defenseman. Admiral send it up the near side wall. Up to center. Bisley turns, fires from the blue line. Goaltender makes a save, goes in the far corner. McManus tied up on the wall. He's got Foster in there with him. Foster dumps it down low. Admirals pick it up behind their net. They send it up off the boards, and it now comes out. Admirals through, and we get a really late offsides whistle. I honestly couldn't see the player or the puck, so I don't know if that one was right or not, but I know that it worked out for us. but it was really slow. So out on the ice, we've got Drexel, Sarver, Whitted, Huff, and Bisley. Admirals win the draw. They send it back into their own zone, cross ice to the far side. They're into the Rampage zone with it. Huff hustles back. He's got a player on, drops it. Whitted picks it up, turns back behind his own net, makes a move, comes to the outside, makes another move, and now gets poke check back into the zone. Bisley turns with it. He sends it up. Sarver drops it for Whitted, back to Sarver. Sarver turns and skates with it. And the Rampage are off sides. 9:10 left in period number 2. Out on the ice, Whittingham, Bender, King, Gudanis, and Merrill. Rampage win the draw, back to Merrill, over to Gudanis. Gudanis is going to fire it into the zone. Goaltender grabs it, and he's going to set it down in the corner. Admirals with it, skating out of the zone, send it up. Merrill with the quick steal. He tips it up, comes back into the zone. I'm sorry, they hold it up. Whittingham waits for King to tag up. Puck down low in the Admiral zone. King goes after in the far side, sends it up, comes up to Bender. Bender sends it to the far wall. And now Admirals are going to turn. They send it. They're into the Rampage zone, 2-on-1. Gets deflected, goes wide, and now gets fed right out front, and Stahl's going to cover it up. So we'll get a face-off in the Rampage zone. 8:27 left in period number 2. I should think we would be going to an ice cut, and it does appear that that is the case. So when we come back, face-off in the Rampage zone. 8:27 left on the clock. Score is currently 3-1 in favor of the Junior Admirals. I'm going to go on mute for the next little bit, let you guys watch the ice cut, and I'll be back when we come back. All right, folks, welcome back to the second half of the second period. As I mentioned before, we'll have 8 minutes and 27 seconds left on the clock. The faceoff will be in the Rampage zone. Out on the ice, we've got Drexel, Bisley, Sarver, Wheeler, Whitted. All right, here we go. Ready for the second half. Rampage win the draw. Bisley sends it up the wall, comes up to Sarver, pokes it over. Whitted's got it. He's into the zone, makes a move to the outside, sends it on net. Goaltender makes a save. Sarver picks it up. Sarver with the wraparound attempt. Goaltender makes a save. Puck comes out to, I think that came to Drexel. So I believe Carter Drexel got that one. A good hard-working play right off the draw. And just like that, Rampage cut the lead in half, scores 3-2. 8 minutes and 12 seconds left in period number 2. It all happened so fast. Tied up on the draw. It's going to come over to an Admirals player. Turns and skates it in the Rampage zone. Send the puck back behind the net. Bisley's there to tie things up. And now it comes up to, actually it doesn't come out of the zone. Admirals send it back in the far side point. Puck up the wall. Admirals hold it in on the far wall. Centering pass attempt goes through, comes off the wall. Admirals player at the point, turns around, attempts to fire. Stahl's gonna put a leg pad on it, send it in the corner. Puck back below the point. Whitted pokes it, checks it up to Sarver. Sarver over to Drexel. Drexel skating through. He's gonna dump it and go for a change. Admiral sent it up to the far wall, comes out to neutral, and now they're going to pick it up, skating out of their zone with it. They're through neutral, take the red line, they're going to dump it in. Puck down deep, Stahl's going to hold it up. Gudon is holding the player up, and now Merrills picks it up down low behind the net. Sends it up, the puck comes out of the zone. It's going to go all the way down. Admirals send it up the wall, and then Roberts scoops in with the steal, sends it off the side of the net. He's into the far corner. Sends it up to the point. Gudonis turns, fires, goes off a body and wide. The puck is loose, and now the goaltender is going to cover it up. We've got some heated exchange afterwards. 6:53 left in period number 2. Face-off will be in the Admiral zone. And it appears we've got a penalty going to one from each team. So we'll stay even with 6:53 left in the period. Out on the ice, we've got McManus, Roberts, Wilton, Merrill, and Gudonis. Rampage win the draw, comes back out to neutral. Admirals are going to pick it up. They skate it out of the zone. Into the Rampage zone, takes the side, sends a shot off the side of the net, I think. Or Zach Stahl got a piece of it, maybe. Puck comes up to the near wall. Cross ice to the far side, doesn't connect. That's going to go for icing. We get a whistle, face off. We'll be back in the Rampage zone. 6:33 left in period number 2. Same crew out as before. Admiral send it across, try to take a shot, gets deflected, ends up in the far corner, and now up and out of the zone. Admirals recollect. They turn, they take the red line, dump it back into the Rampage zone. Puck behind the net. Huff tries to send it up the wall. Admirals turn it around, and now comes out to McManus. McManus turns, skates with it, takes the red line. He's in the zone, takes a shot, goes off a body, and now gets poked up and out of the zone. Admirals with speed into the Rampage zone, 2-on-1. Try to send it across Huff with a poke check, sends it behind the net. Rampage send it up and out. It doesn't connect. That goes for icing. Faceoff will be back in the Rampage zone. 5:53 left in period number 2. Out on the ice, we've got Bisley, Gudonis, Foster, Whitted, and Rahosian. Admirals win the draw up to the point, fan on it, and then Rahosian's going to pick it up. He's got 2-on-1s, feeds it over towards Foster on the back of his stick, gets deflected up and wide, puck comes out, and Admirals are going to send it out, and then Rampage turn it around, and they are offsides. So we get a stoppage. Faceoff will be just outside the Admiral zone. 5:36 left in period number 2. We got Gudonis, Wheeler, Rahosian, Whitted, and Foster. Rampage win the draw. Back to Wheeler. Poke check is going to send the puck into the Rampage zone. Centering pass. Stahl with the save, and now the puck goes way up in the air. Wheeler sends it around the boards over towards Foster. Whitted picks it up, sends it up and out to Rahosian. Rahosian's through. He's into the Admiral zone. Puck ends up in the corner. Rahosian gets tripped, and he's hurting. Puck comes up the wall. Rahosian is up, skating under his own power. That's a good sign. 5:09 left in the period. Face-off in the Admiral zone. Actually, they're going to take it just outside the zone. Out on the ice, McManus, King, Bender, Wheeler, and Merrill. Tied up on the draw. Admirals come out with it, send it across to the near side. They're through neutral, dump it into the Rampage zone. Tied up on the boards. Now it's down low in the corner. Still can't see a thing. Puck goes around to the far side, apparently. Admirals pick it up. Fire it down low, goes back behind the net. Back again. Merrill trying to tie a player up. Comes up to McManus. Sends it over to Wheeler. Wheeler turns. He fires up off the boards. Comes out of the zone. Not enough for icing. Admirals pick it up. Bender applying pressure on the forecheck. King is in there as well. Admirals come out from behind their net. Send it to the far side. Admirals up and out of the zone. That should be icing, and is. Face-off back in the Admiral zone. 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in period number 2. And now both players that were in the box are now out of the box. On the ice, we've got Drexel, Sarver, Whitted, Bisley, and Huff. Rampage win the draw. Comes back to Huff. Huff across. Hits off the boards. Bisley's going to dump it. Back down to low to Whitted. Gets tied up in the corner. Sarver goes after it. Puck comes up. Sarver's got it off the wall. Takes a shot. Goaltender makes a save. Battle down low. It's going to come up to Bisley. He tries to turn it around. Admirals have it out of the zone now. They're into the Rampage zone. Get ridden into the side. Shot. Stahl with a save. Sarver has it. He turns, sends it across to Drexel. Drexel skates through. He's into the zone. Centering pass for Whitted. Whitted takes a shot. Goaltender makes a save. Now we've got a big scrum. It looks like we've got a Rampage player going to the box. That goes both ways, Stripes. Penalty coming to Boone Whitted for roughing, apparently, after getting cross-checked into the goaltender. I don't know, because these guys are awful. That's how. He gets cross-checked into the goaltender, and we get a penalty. Out on the ice to kill the penalty, we've got Gudonis, Whittingham, Wheeler, and Foster. Tied up on the draw. And now Gudonis sends it up and out. It's going to clear. That should have enough for icing. And does. 3:32 left in period number 2, 149 on the penalty kill for the Rampage. Back down into the Rampage zone. Tied up on the draw. Admiral send it up to the point. Fed over to the near side wall. Back down low. Tied up. Its puck is still loose. Comes up to the blue line. Admiral send it back down the wall. Centering pass. Shot goes up and over. Ends up on the near side wall. Admirals feed it back down low. Admirals hold up. Send it to the near side. Shot taken. Stall with the stick save. Puck on the back of the net. It's going to go into the corner. Whittingham turns around, fires it off the wall, up and out of the zone. Admirals turn around with it. They tag up. They're back into the Rampage zone. Puck ends up deflecting back behind the net. Admirals centering pass attempt. Goes out to the wall. Puck goes across to the near side, or far side, excuse me. Back. We've got 38 seconds left on the penalty kill. Shot taken. Stahl has it in his glove. He's going to hang on. All right, out on the ice, we've got Huff, Roberts, Wilton, and I can't see who's in the corner. Admirals come up with it, send it across, take a shot, Stahl with the save. He's going to hang on to it. We'll get another face-off in the Rampage zone. 27 seconds left on the penalty, 2:10 in the period. I think it was Roberts, about 82. Puck back behind the net. Huff gets in there. Comes out to the near side where Admirals pick it up in the corner. A steal made by Roberts, and then Wilton, then he gets his pocket picked. Admirals turn around, take a shot. Stahl with the save, goes up in the air. It's loose, it's out to the side. Wilton picks it up, turns and fires, and Rampage are back at full strength. That should go for icing, and does, because the player stopped skating. Otherwise, he could have gotten there, which means it's not actually icing. 1:38 left in the period. Out on the ice, we've got Sarver, Whitted, Drexel, Bisley, and Gudonis. Rampage come up with it. Drexel's going to skate it out of the zone, makes a move to the near side. He's into the Admiral zone, gets held up momentarily, sends it across to Bisley, feeds it down low. Puck on the near side wall. It's going to come up and out. Bisley has to race back into his own zone for it. Sends it off the wall, out of the zone. Drexel picks it up. He turns, skates with it. Drexel skates to the far side. He's into the zone, holds it up, makes a move towards the net, towards the goaltender. Makes a save. Sarver's in there. Whitted's in there. It gets tied up down low. Puck goes to the far side. Puck in the far corner now. Drexel and Sarver are in there. Centering pass attempt. Puck down low behind the Admirals' net. They turn. They send it up and out of the zone. They're going to skate with it. And then Bisley with the poke check sends it to the far wall. Comes out of the zone and back in. Admirals are offsides. Just 46 seconds left in this period number 2. all kinds of pushing and shoving as the player's trying to go back to the bench. But the player that was trying to go back to the bench was the one that was doing the pushing and shoving. Out on the ice, we've got Foster, McManus, Rahosian, Wheeler, and Merrill. Tied up on the draw. Rahosian sends it back to Merrill. Merrill across to Wheeler. Wheeler feeds it up. Foster picks it up, sends it to McManus. He skates through. He's into the zone with it. Drops it for Rahosian. Rahosian makes a move down the boards. Gets tripped up again. McManus feeds it up front. Puck bouncing. Wheeler gets a stick on it, keeps it in the zone. Back to Foster down low. He's in the corner. Puck comes across to the near side. Admirals skated up out of the zone. Into the Rampage zone with it. Just 12 seconds in the period. Puck down low in the far corner. Tied up down low. And we must have a penalty coming. We've got a penalty coming to Blaze Wheeler for a high stick. I didn't see it, but I tell you what, I don't believe it. These refs have been absolutely terrible this whole game. It's not a surprise. Just 4 seconds left in the period. Out on the ice, we've got Whitted, Gudanis, Rahosian, and Huff. Rampage win the draw. Comes to Huff. He's going to send it around the boards, try to kill the clock successfully. And time expires on period number 2. So your score after 2 is 3-2 in favor of the Junior Admirals. As we start period number 3, Rampage are going to be on the penalty kill for another minute and 56 seconds. And, excuse me, I do very much like the energy that I've seen out of the boys, especially in the second half since the ice cut. All right, folks, welcome back. Getting ready to start period number 3. Rampage down by 1 and on the PK for the next minute and 56. Out on the ice, we've got Gudanis, Whitted, Drexel, and Huff.
How you doing?
Hey, how are you? Good to see you. Admirals win the draw back into their own zone. They turn it and send it around. Yeah, definitely. Send it to the far side. They're up and out of the zone. Comes out, back again. Drop it to the far side. They're into the Rampage zone with it. Puck down low in the corner. Huff ties up a man. Whitted gets it, turns, sends it up but not out. Admirals hold it in. Whitted steals that one, turns, sends it out of the zone. Admirals have to tag up. Admirals make a move to the near side, send it cross ice to the far side. Up, they're through, into the Rampage zone. They're going to dump it. They dump it in off sides. 16:21 left in period number 3, 1:18 on the PK. Faceoff will be just outside the Rampage zone. I believe it's the same group as before. We've got Drexel, Whitted, Bisley, and Gudanis on the ice. Tied up on the draw, and Admirals are going to dump it hard. Stahl holds it up so Gudanis can get there. Gudanis turns, flips it up in the air, up and out. And that doesn't have enough. The player stops skating. The goaltender is going to play it up and out. Whitted would take away. He turns, he fires wide of the net. Goes to the far side. Drexel holds it up, keeps it in the zone. I can't see the puck. And now it goes in the far low corner. Whitted applying pressure on the forecheck. Puck down low. Admirals player turns, holds up with it. Rampage going for a change. Admirals send it up and out of the zone. They're through neutral. They're into the Rampage zone with it. 40 seconds left on the PK. Poke check by Kyle Bisley. Sends it in the corner. He sends it up the wall, held in. Flurry of activity down here low. Admirals come off the wall with it, send it across to the far side. Shot taken, it bounces, and Stahl is sitting on it. You know, last time that happened, they gave us a penalty when we were on receiving end of that kind of check. So 25 seconds left on the PK, 15:28 in the period. On the ice, we've got McManus, Starber, Huff, and Merrill. Admirals win the draw. They send it up to the point. Back down the wall. Starber applying pressure on the up high. Admirals send it around in the near side. They hold it on the wall, send it back up to the point. They turn back down low on the wall. Shot taken. Stahl gets a blocker pad on it. Bounces up to Starber, sends it around. Ends up on an Admiral player's stick. Shot taken. Stahl with the save. Held up down low by Brendan Huff. Rampage back at full strength. Wheeler's out of the box. Puck comes up and out. Admirals have to tag up. They skate back into their own zone with it. Johnny Starver applying pressure on the forecheck. Admirals send it around to the far side. Cross ice to the near side. They're in the neutral zone with it. They're going to just shovel it into the Rampage zone. Puck down low, behind the net. Merrill gets there, sends it up and out. And I think that's going to be icing. It is indeed. 14:31 left in the game. Score is 3-2 in favor of the Admirals. Face-off in the Rampage zone. Out on the ice, we've got Whittingham, Wheeler, Wilton. It's a lot of W's. Roberts and Bisley. Rampage win the draw. Bisley turns with it, feeds it up the boards, comes up but not out, and now it's going to get sent out. Admirals come back for it. Whittingham actually picks it up, feeds it across. Goaltender makes a save. Nice, quick. And now we've got the goaltender throwing stuff at players, throwing an absolute fit, and nothing is going to happen because these refs are absolutely horrible. But what I like to see is the fact that we're apparently in the goaltender's head because he is throwing an all-on hissy fit. Tied up on the draw, ends up back down low. Admirals are going to pick it up, rim it around the boards to the near side. Comes out, Wheeler picks it up. Now Admirals skate through. They're into the Rampage zone. Take a shot. Stahl's got it. He's going to hang on. You might notice how on this end of the ice we don't have a goaltender that's going to start throwing stuff at the other team. Out on the ice, Rahosian, Whitted, Foster, Bisley, and Wheeler. Rampage win the draw back into the corner. Wheeler sends it around the boards to the far side. Bisley picks it up, gets tied up down low. Puck ends up. Wheeler's got it. He's got a player on him. Gets tied up, and the puck's going to come up high. Admirals turn and fire, and Stahl's going to cover. Rampage win the draw. Gudanis sends it down low for Merrill. Merrill picks it up, turns, fires up to Rahosian. He turns, he skates with it. Rahosian through neutral. He's into the zone. Takes the far side. Down low, shot. Goes off the boards and ends up bouncing way out. Gudanis with a nice poke to keep it in. Admirals pick it up on the far side. Send a cross ice pass to the near side. Feed it out to neutral and a steal by Ian Merrill. He's into the zone, makes a quick move. Ian Merrill, shot taken, goaltender makes a save. All kinds of pandemonium. And now we've got a little bit of chaos down low. And we're calling a penalty for a trip. So, Rampage are going to go on the power play for the next 2 minutes. We've got 13-17 left in the game. Face-off will be in the Admiral zone. On the ice, we've got Carter Drexel, Boone Whitted, Johnny Sarver, Kyle Bisley, and Blaze Wheeler. Tied up on the draw. It's anybody's puck. And Drexel is going to get there in the near corner. He picks up, turns, skates, takes a shot. Goaltender makes a save. Whitted feeds it up the wall. It's stuck on the near side wall where I can't see a thing. Drexel comes off with it, skates it to center. Goaltender makes a save. He's going to cover up. We're going to stop. 1:40 left of power play time for the Rampage boys. Rampage win the draw, send it across to Wheeler on the far side. He sends it down the boards. It's going to go into the corner. Whitted sends it around to Drexel on the near side. Drexel up to Sarver. Sarver turns. He's on the wall with it. Makes a quick move, kicks it over to Bisley. Back to Sarver, over to Wheeler. He turns, sends a shot on. Goaltender makes a save. Puck ends up in the corner. Comes up the wall. And now Bisley's going to hold it down low. Wheeler tries to send it out front. Puck ends up way in the air. Held in the zone, tied up down low. Now it comes up to Bisley. Bisley skates it down low. Centering pass comes out to Whitted, who takes a cross check. Puck ends up in the near side corner. Puck down low, and now it comes up to, gets poke checked out of the zone. Wheeler has to come back for it. He sends it off the boards for Drexel. Drexel skates it out to center. Turns, everybody's tagged up. Drexel's back into the zone. He holds up on the wall, feeds it across to Gudonis coming in, shot taken, goes off a body, and now the puck gets poked up and out of the zone. Wheeler's going to come back for it, sends it across to Drexel, Drexel to Gudonis, to Whitted. Whitted turns with it, he's in the zone, over to Gudonis. Gudonis takes a shot, goaltender makes a save, comes off the boards, down low in the corner. I think that's Nick Wilton in there. He's got Roberts in there with him, and Gudonis as well. Puck comes up and out, where Merrill's waiting, has to regain at center. Puck gets tipped back into the Rampage zone, and time will expire on the Admirals penalty. Gudonis with it back by his own net. Up the boards to Roberts. Comes up to the point. Admirals turn and fire, ends up in the far corner. Now poked up the wall to the point, back again. Puck down low, back behind the nets. Whittingham skates in, picks it up. He's going to skate out with it. He makes a move to neutral. He's through. Dumps the puck into the Admiral zone. Down in the corner where I can't see it. I have no idea who's got it, or if anybody's got it. I think the Admirals' parents think that there should have been a penalty for an elbow, apparently. Puck comes out to Bisley, fires just wide of the net. Back down into the corner. Behind the net. Wheeler's in there. It's going to come over to the near side. I'm sorry, that wasn't Wheeler. I don't know who that was. Having a hard time seeing numbers. Puck is still on the near side wall, where I wish I had some hold music right now because I don't know what's going on. Puck gets poked up and out of the zone. Bisley has to come back for it. Sends it up to Wilton, who turns. He's into the zone with it. Skates to center, tries to take a shot. Poke check, takes a second shot, I think goes wide of the net. Roberts picks it up down low, skates up, turns, fires it back down the boards into the corner. Puck tied up low in the corner. Now Admirals are going to rim it around the boards all the way. That should be icing, and is. 9:37 left in the game. Face off in the Admiral zone. On the ice, we've got Foster, McManus, Rahosian, Wheeler and Udonis. Tied up on the draw. It comes up to Rahojan, turns, fires. Goalie got a piece of it, sent it wide of the net. Down into the corner. Admirals with it down low. They send it to the far side boards. They turn way up in the air. They send it into the Rampage zone. It bounces past. That doesn't connect, and that's going to go for icing. 9:16 left in the game. Faceoff will be back in the Admiral zone. McManus to take the draw. Tied up on the draw. Admirals send it up on the far side. Now they cleared the zone with it. Udonis has to skate back for it. He's got a player on. Makes a move to the outside. Gets pinned against the boards. Put in the corner on the near side. Comes up the center, shot taken, Stahl with the save. Out to McManus. He's going to skate out of the zone with it, takes the red line. He pushes it past the player. He's going to give chase. Admiral sent it up the far wall, gets pinned by McManus, and now Foster's in there as well. I lost sight of the puck. Okay, Admirals have it. They turn, send it up and out of the zone, and then Wheeler turns and fires it back in. Rampage are offsides. 8:28 left in the game. Faceoff's going to come out to center ice. On the ice, we've got Bender, King, Whitted, Merrill, Huff. Rampage win it, but then it ends up coming back to the Admirals. They skated in their own zone. They turn with it. Merrill with a nice steal. King is going to turn, dump it into the zone. Admiral send it up and out. Huff gets a stick on it. He turns and fires. It's back into the zone. Goaltender plays it. Play will continue. Puck down low in the near side corner, and now they're going to send it up and out of the zone. Merrill has to rush back for it. He turns around, sends it out of the zone to King. King across to Whitted, goes off his stick, and now Bender's going to have to try to get there. Puck held up right at the blue line on the boards, and now it's going to get sent into the Admiral zone. Admirals send it up and out. It bounces past the player, and now Admirals have a breakaway. Quick move, and the player loses the handle. A little bit of a lucky break for us on that one. Bisley turns, skates it up. Admirals send it out of the zone. Huff has to regroup in his own. Turns, looks, sends it to the far wall. Poke check's going to turn it back the other way. Sarber tries to bang it off the wall, and then Admirals are going to fire it down low. Bisley gets there in the far corner. He sends it up in the air, out of the zone. Splits the difference. Admirals have to send it back up the near side, chip it off a wall. Got interference on the linesman. Standing in the way again. Bisley sends it to the far side. Whittingham's going to pick it up in his zone. He skates with it. He's through neutral. He's into the Admiral zone with it. Holds up. Just shovel passes it towards the goaltender. And now Sarber turns and sends it up to Wheeler. Wheeler's got it. Recollects. Sends it off the far wall. Blows a tire. And now Admiral's coming the other way. They were offsides. Now the puck is out. Admirals send it back into their own zone to recollect. Admirals send it up. They're into the Rampage zone. Centering pass, shot a tip, Stahl with the save. Far corner. Admirals come out of the corner with it. Centering pass goes off a boot and ends up on the near wall. Puck comes up and out now. Drexel's got it. He skates it through. He's into the zone. Tries to make a move, and a player kicks it to the outside wall. It's going to come out to neutral zone where Merrill has to recollect and wrangle it in. Drexel picks it up off the wall, turns with it. He's going to skate. He takes the red line and dumps it in. Down low in the corner. Admirals kick it out to the far wall. Send it up. Wilton holds it at the point. comes all the way out to Gudanis, who turns, skates, feeds it up, and in off a server stick. Puck down low in the corner. Little back and forth, puck still in the Admiral zone. Looks like it's going to come up and out now. Admirals pick it up, they skate with it. They're into the Rampage zone. Huff with a poke check, and now I don't know what we've got. We've got another penalty coming on somebody, but I didn't see for what. We've got another penalty coming to the Rampage. Apparently the refs just don't. No, I'm sorry, excuse me. We've got one going to each team. One going to each team. So looks like we should be even. 5:22 left in the game. Out on the ice, we've got Huff, McManus, Roberts, Wilton, and Bisley. Tied up on the draw. It's going to come back to Huff. He skates it behind his net. Up the wall, and apparently not out of the zone. Looked like it bounced out to me, but what do I know? Puck comes back up to the point, and now Bisley picks it up. He turns, skates with it. Bisley's into the Admiral zone, tries to feed it to center, gets held up just a little bit. Puck sent across to the far side. Admirals get there in the corner. Admirals feed it down low, back up to the far wall. Tied up down low in the corner. They're going to feed it low to high to the point. Shot taken, goes off a body, bounces wide of the net. Admirals recollect, turning around, and then Dylan McManus with the steal. He sends it up and over the bodies. That's going to be icing. So we get a whistle. Face-off will be back in the Rampage zone. 4:25 left in the game. Out on the ice, we've got Gudanis, Foster, Whitted, Wheeler, and Rahojan. Rampage win the draw. Send it around to the far side to Rahojan, up to Foster. Goes off a stick. It's going to go back into the Admiral zone. Admiral send it up and out of the zone now. Gudanis holding it at the blue line. He gets tripped up. Of course, we're going to continue play. They wouldn't dare call a penalty on the Admirals right now. Puck down low in the corner. Foster's in there. Whitted's in there. Admirals are going to come out of the pile with it. Skate it up and out of the zone. They dump it into the Rampage zone, back behind the net. Wheeler gets there. He's got a player on, gets pinched at the wall. And now a little bit of back and forth, still on the far wall. Down low in the corner. Wheeler gets there. It's going to chip it over towards Gudanis, who sends it up. Foster drops it for Whitted, makes a move to get out of the zone. Puck comes back to Wheeler. He's going to send it to the far side of Rahojan. Rahojan turns and fires it back behind the net. Goaltender holds it up momentarily. And Admiral's trying to come back with speed into the Rampage zone. Bisley with a quick steal. Skates behind his net. Sends it up towards Drexel. Pulls it off the wall. And now the Admirals are going to send it back into their own zone. Out of the zone. Admirals through into the Rampage zone. Player makes a move pass, takes a shot, stall with the save. And now the puck bounces back in front of the stall, who's going to cover it up. We'll get a stoppage. We'll have a face-off in the Rampage zone with 2 minutes and 58 seconds left. And both players who were offsetting previously are now out of the box. Out on the ice, Sarver, Drexel, Whittingham. Nope, sorry, we're getting a change. We got Wheeler, Gudanis, McManus, Rahojan, and Foster. Tied up on the draw, but Admirals are going to win it, but they send it out of the zone. They recollect, turn, send it across ice to the far side. They're into the Rampage zone now. Wheeler's going to poke it right back out of the zone. Little back and forth at center. Admirals have it back in their own zone now. Send it across the far side. Foster gets in the way of that pass, keeps it in the zone. McManus takes a shot from the side. Goaltender makes a save, puck's back down low. Across to the far side corner, the Admirals pick it up. They're going to turn, skate with it, send it out of the zone to the near side. In the Rampage zone with it. Nice poke check by Max Gudanis to keep that pass from completing. Puck down low in the corner. Gudanis is going to get there. He feeds it over to the far side. Whittingham sends it up the boards. Foster, it comes off the wall. And now we apparently have another penalty coming. Nope. Sorry, they're just calling it offsides. I don't believe that puck actually came out. Out on the ice, we've got Whittingham, Wilton, Roberts, Bisley, and Merrill. And we've got a timeout coming. Just 2 minutes left. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, 2 minutes left on the clock. Rampage down by 1. Let's see what we got dialed up. If I were a betting man, and I'm not, but if I were a betting man, I would say coach's plan is to try to gain control of the puck, get it in the Admiral zone, and then we'll try to yank Zach out of there and get an extra skater on the ice. That's my guess. All right. Out on the ice, we've got, what do we got? We've got Drexel, Sarver, Whitted, Gudanis, Wheeler. Tied up on the draw. Admirals are going to dump it in. Wheeler pulls it out of the air, turns, looks, feeds it up towards Drexel. It bounces past him. Now turn around. Wheeler has to pull it out of the air again. Sends it to Whitted, who turns and fires it into the zone. Admirals have it back. It goes off the near side wall. Gudanis sends it across to Wheeler. Wheeler takes the red line. He's going to dump it into the zone. Puck behind the Admirals' net. Fed over to the near side corner. Held at the point. Kept in the zone, and now Admirals are going to clear the zone. Wheeler over, chips it up off the boards. Whitted picks it up, makes a move, skates into his own zone with it, feeds it across to Gudanis. Gudanis sends it into the zone. Quick takeaway. Puck bounces up in the air. Comes back. Drexel pulls it out of the air. He turns with it. Sends it across to Wheeler. Wheeler takes the red line. He's going to dump it into the zone on net. Goaltender starts to play it and then covers it up. So we get a stoppage. We'll have a face-off in the Admiral zone with 59 seconds left in the game. And we have pulled Zach Stahl to add an extra attacker. That extra attacker being Jack Whittingham. So we've got Whittingham, Wheeler, Whitted, Sarver, Gudanis, Drexel. Rampage win the draw. Back to Wheeler at the point. He sends it across to Gudanis. Gudanis back to Wheeler. Wheeler sauces it over towards Drexel. He has to wrangle it in, does so. Makes a move at the point, sends it across to Gudanis, goes off a stick, comes out of the zone. Gudanis has to wrangle it back in. He sends it over to Wheeler. Turns to Drexel. Drexel up to Whittingham into the zone. Whitted tries to feed it to Sarver. It goes on net. Goaltender's going to cover it up. 34.9 seconds left in the game. Faceoff will again be in the Admiral zone. Rampage with 6 on the ice. Rampage win the draw. Back to Gudanis up high. He tries to feed it through, goes off of the skate, ends up in the corner. Puck comes out, and then Admirals feed it up but not out. Wheeler over to Gudanis, takes a shot from up high, goes off the goalie, ends up on the far wall. Another shot taken, it's out front. The goaltender's going to hang on. We get a stoppage. 16.9 seconds. Pretty good flurry of activity this last little bit by the Rampage boys. They've got just under 17 seconds to make it happen. We're going to toss the player out as the Admirals player was taking swipes at the stick. Rampage win the draw. Back to Wheeler, takes a shot. I'm sorry, goes off the boards. A puck is loose out front. And we have a goal! The puck came loose out front. I think it was Boone's Whitted's goal. That, my friends, is all effort. All effort. So, with just 8.2 seconds left in the game, Rampage boys tied up 3-3. Out on the ice, we've got Roberts, Whittingham, Gudonis, Wilton, and Wheeler. Rampage win the draw, comes back to Wheeler. He's going to turn, chip it up towards Wilton. Puck goes up and out of play into the bench with just 1.4 seconds left. I believe the faceoff will be at center ice. Tied up on the draw, puck comes back. And that will do it for 3. So, very proud to report that the Rampage boys absolutely battled. They never gave up and won the second half of this game. So, we'll see what we've got. We'll see what we've got for overtime, if there is an overtime. Every tournament has different rules. The refs are reading the rule sheet as we speak. They need a USA Hockey rule book as well, but okay, it looks like we're going to go 3-on-3 for 5 minutes, probably, which is what we're used to seeing. All right. I got to tell you, I'm crazy proud of these boys just for getting here. Let's see what they've got dialed up for the overtime. Out on the ice to start the 3-on-3, we have Whitted, Drexel, Wheeler. Let's see them finish it off strong. Admirals win the draw. They're going to take it to the far side. They collect. Back in their own zone. They're going to skate to the near side. Into the Rampage zone with it. Quick poke check. Whitted's got it. He turns around. Skates the other way. He's going to hold up. He turns, looks. Everybody's taking another man. Whitted feeds it over to Wheeler. He's got some speed. Gets held up momentarily. Puck's going to end up down low. Wheeler's back on it. And now it comes out towards Drexel. Comes up the boards. Whitted keeps it in the zone. Makes it move down the wall, and actually Admirals take it away. They're going to skate up through neutral with it. They skate to the outside, back behind the net. Shot taken, Stahl with the save. Wheeler turns, he holds up. Drexel's going to go for a change. Wheeler sends it across towards Sarver, just outside the reach. It's going to go into the Admiral zone. Johnny Sarver with the steal in the corner. He's going to keep it down low. Gets tied up with the man down low. A couple of players in there. Gudonis comes in to join and help him out. Puck is stuck in the corner. And Gudonis comes out of the pile with it. Max Gudonis makes a quick move. He turns, fires from the blue line. Goaltender is going to drop it, leave it for a defenseman. Admirals have it behind their own net. They skate to the far side. Whittingham applying pressure on the puck. Admirals change direction, send it to the far side corner. They feed it up. Admirals with it. Send it across to the near side. Into the zone. Gudonis with the steal. He's going to take it away. He holds up behind his own net. Sends a long pass that gets just broken up. Sarver was waiting for it. Admirals make a well-timed poke check. They skate back into their own zone with it. Send it up and out. Admirals with it. They're into the Rampage zone. Skate to the far side. Whiff on the shot. Puck goes down low. It's going to bounce to the far side. Admirals send it across. Admirals are going to feed it back out of the zone and recollect. 2:42 left in overtime. Admirals skate it back into their own zone. They feed a long stretch pass. into the zone with speed. Shot taken. Zach Stahl with an excellent save in overtime. Admirals make a good stretch pass and catch the Rampage on a line change. Zach Stahl says no thank you. Out on the ice, we've got Wilton, Roberts, Merrill. Tied up on the draw. Looks like Rampage come up with it. Merrill sends it over to the far side, gets chipped, and now Admirals pinching in. Centering pass attempt, shot taken. That one, unfortunately, is going to go. So, with 2:20 left in overtime, unfortunately, the Rampage boys lose the overtime, go down 4-3. But I will tell you what, that was honestly one of the best games I've seen our players play, and the fact that they battled back, pulled a goalie, tied it up with just 8 seconds left. I hate the way it ended, but I'm super proud of the way they played. So this is the team that our team is the team that I like to see play. Obviously, I always want the result to be better, but if we keep playing the way we play today, I really think and hope that our fortune is going to turn around a bit. And unfortunately, in overtime, we're going to just drop the first game of the season, first game of the weekend, excuse me. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Really appreciate y'all. Boys huddle on up for a post-game prayer. We will see you guys next time.